Recently, writing for Salon.com, Chauncey DeVega, who has been a great friend of us here at Ring of Fire for years and years and years, he recently actually spoke to former Harvard psychiatrist Lance Dodes, where Dodes warned that Donald Trump's psychosis is still an enormous threat to the United States. It's a threat to people, it's a threat to parties, and it's a threat to the country itself. Now, I don't want to put any words in Dodes' mouth, so I'm reading from the interview that Dodes performed with Chauncey DeVega. Here's some of his quotes. Trump's followers don't believe they need any help. Having been conned into the leader's delusion of being a god, they believe that so long as they are following his perfect lead, they could not possibly be wrong. It's important to be clear, though, that this description of Trump's most rabid followers likely does not apply to the Republicans in Congress who support Trump. Rather than being members of the Trump cult, they likely simply lack a decent conscience, immorally protecting their seats in Congress rather than the country or democracy. So, Dodes says there is a distinction between what we see coming out of the members of Congress who are using Trump essentially to further their own careers versus the people out there, say, who stormed the Capitol. Distinction between the two, and I think it's a fair distinction to a degree. He continues, it certainly is a public mental health emergency and one that has occurred many times in human history. Followers adopt the belief system of a populist tyrant, which becomes the new permitted reality, spreading to others who are swept up by their need to be included. That belief system, however fantastical or delusional, remains accepted truth until it is finally shown to be false. Those who have been conned into believing the tyrant's lies find comfort in their conviction that they know the truth, enabling them to feel superior to doubters. Again, totally true. We see that. We see that with the Q people who go out there and they literally say this on social media. They're like, you don't know the truth. I know the truth. And I pity you for not knowing the truth. I am better than you because my eyes are opened. Those are the kinds of things that these people say on social media. So once again, Dodes, nail on the head. And he continues. But the fact that Trump is a sociopath, a person without a conscience, who's incapable of recognizing the inherent worth of other human beings, makes him the enormous danger he is. Trump has the worst of all worlds, one might say, psychotically grandiose and utterly uncaring about the harm he causes others. He is basically, psychologically, the same as the many infamous, cruel tyrants we know from recent and remote history. This is coming from an individual who spent his life studying the human brain, studying the human psyche, understanding how people work. And this is what he has to say about Donald Trump. And again, the danger has not gone away just because Trump is out of office. He is just as dangerous today as he was back then, except for he can't launch a nuclear strike right now. But his lies are causing real damage to the United States, both legislative-wise, with Republicans using that as justification for passing their restrictive voting laws, and violence-wise, as his supporters turn more violent. You know, we saw it with the storming of the Capitol. We see it with the attacks that they carry out on the streets of the United States. We see it in the death threats that they've been issuing to election workers, including Republican secretaries of state. Trump is a danger, and as long as he remains out there spreading these lies, he is going to continue to be a danger. And that is what Dodes and so many other mental health experts have been warning us about since the very beginning. And it's time we start taking these people who know a hell of a lot more than we do seriously. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.